On the evening of September 16, 2025, 26-year-old Jakari Townsend was outside Janby Grocery on Bellevue Avenue in Syracuse, New York, when gunfire erupted. Responding officers were alerted by the city's ShotSpotter system, a technology designed to detect gunfire in real time. When they arrived, they found Townsend critically wounded by a gunshot to the chest. A second man had also been struck and was rushed to the hospital after being hit multiple times. Despite the rapid response and medical intervention, Jakari Townsend later succumbed to his wounds, leaving a grieving community and family searching for answers. The exact motive behind the attack remains unknown, and police have not publicly identified any suspects, making this an active and unsolved homicide case. Jakari was a young man with his whole life ahead of him, a life that mattered to his family, friends, and community. While public records do not disclose extensive personal details, those who knew him remember his energy, his connections to the neighborhood, and the potential that was suddenly lost. His death reverberated through Syracuse, a stark reminder of how quickly life can be taken, and how communities are left with lingering questions and unresolved grief. Families and friends describe him as someone who cared deeply for those around him, who was engaged with his community, and whose daily life was intertwined with the streets and neighborhoods he called home. His sudden absence left an emotional void that has only grown as months pass without answers. Investigators from the Syracuse Police Department worked the scene meticulously, interviewing witnesses, canvassing nearby homes and businesses, and reviewing surveillance footage from the area. Each detail collected could be vital, yet as of now, the investigation has not produced a publicly confirmed suspect. Detectives continue to urge anyone with information to come forward, emphasizing that even small pieces of information can prove critical in bringing justice to a case like this. The tragedy of Jakari's death highlights not only the immediate human loss, but also the ongoing challenges faced by law enforcement in solving violent crimes, particularly those involving gunfire in densely populated areas where witnesses may be reluctant to speak and evidence can be limited. The community itself has been deeply affected. Bellevue Avenue, a street that once bustled with daily routines, now carries the memory of that night. Neighbors recall hearing gunfire, seeing the flurry of police activity, and feeling the palpable tension that followed. Local businesses remained closed for days, and residents spoke of heightened anxiety in the aftermath of the shooting. The incident sparked discussions about safety, the impact of gun violence in urban areas, and the need for public awareness. For those who walk these streets today, the memory of Jakari Townsend serves as a reminder of how fragile life can be and how quickly ordinary moments can turn tragic. In Syracuse and similar cities, gun violence presents ongoing challenges. While some neighborhoods have seen crime rates decline in recent years, isolated incidents like the shooting of Jakari Townsend show how unpredictable and devastating acts of violence can be. Law enforcement relies not only on technology like ShotSpotter, but also on the cooperation of the community to help identify suspects and motives. Public vigilance, eyewitness accounts, and tips from residents often become the linchpin for solving cases that otherwise might remain cold. Without community cooperation, even the most advanced technology and tireless investigative work may be insufficient. The unsolved nature of this homicide raises many questions. Why did this attack happen? Was it targeted, random, or the result of a dispute? And why has there been no public identification of suspects or motive? Each unanswered question contributes to a sense of uncertainty and leaves a mark on the family, friends, and neighbors who are left waiting for justice. Investigators continue to piece together leads, knowing that even small clues can turn into breakthroughs. Sometimes tips that seem insignificant can provide the critical piece needed to connect dots that otherwise remain hidden. Community response has been significant. Vigils, memorials, and public appeals have kept Jakari Townsend's story alive in Syracuse. These gestures of remembrance honor his life and maintain pressure on authorities to continue investigating. Neighbors have shared stories about Jakari's presence in the community, his kindness, and how he impacted those around him, highlighting the human side behind the statistics. In many cases, the persistent public interest and engagement provide investigators with the momentum needed to follow new leads, conduct additional interviews, and eventually identify suspects. Families and communities affected by violent crime often rely on such visibility to ensure that cases do not fade from attention. Despite the ongoing investigation, the case remains officially unsolved. Police continue to request that anyone with information contact the Syracuse Police Homicide Unit. The hope is that new tips, surveillance footage, or other evidence will eventually lead to a resolution. In the meantime, Jakari Townsend's death stands as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of urban violence and the toll it takes on families and neighborhoods alike. Beyond the immediate tragedy, the shooting has prompted local organizations and neighborhood leaders to hold meetings addressing safety and community outreach. Residents have discussed the importance of youth programs, conflict resolution initiatives, and ways to make streets safer after dark. Conversations like these, sparked by events such as Townsend's death, illustrate the long-term ripple effects of violent crime. It isn't just the victim and family who are affected. Entire neighborhoods feel the weight of uncertainty and fear. Parents speak of anxiety over sending their children out at night. Business owners worry about maintaining safety for customers and employees, and community leaders face pressure to provide solutions. These layers of impact demonstrate how a single act of violence can echo through an entire community for years. Local media coverage and advocacy groups have also played a role in keeping the story in the public eye. Reports continue to reference the lack of suspects, the call for tips, and the ongoing need for vigilance. These narratives serve a dual purpose. They memorialize Jakari Townsend's life while also reinforcing the importance of community engagement in solving violent crimes. Media attention ensures that the investigation remains active in the public consciousness, encouraging witnesses and informants who may not have come forward immediately to reconsider their silence. In Syracuse, patterns of gun violence have historically shown that urban shootings often involve a mix of targeted disputes, domestic conflicts, and random acts of aggression. Each incident is unique, yet the overarching themes of risk, rapid escalation, and community impact remain consistent. The Townsend case exemplifies the challenges law enforcement faces when trying to disentangle motives in situations where witnesses are scarce or hesitant, evidence is limited, and suspects remain at large. The case continues to underscore the broader societal need for initiatives aimed at prevention, education, and intervention to reduce gun violence in the city. The story of Jakari Townsend is more than just statistics. It is about a life lost, a family mourning, and a community grappling with questions that have no easy answers. His name, his memory, and the circumstances surrounding his death remain a focus of ongoing investigation. Every lead, no matter how small, has the potential to change the course of this case. Law enforcement continues to piece together information, hoping that a breakthrough will provide long-awaited justice for Jakari Townsend and closure for the family, who continues to endure the pain of a life cut short. Justice has yet to be served. This case remains open,